Hi, everybody. My name is Matt Hames, and I'm the Associate Vice President for Digital and Social at 3Enrollment Marketing. And I'm joined here today by my colleague, Nicole. Nicole, why don't you introduce yourself?
Thanks, Matt. Hi, everybody. I'm Nicole Focareto. I'm Senior VP of Product Strategy at 3Enrollment Marketing, and I'm really excited to share my experience about the Institute with you today.
Yeah, so you're the Senior VP of Product Strategy, and at a year when 3Enrollment Marketing is turning 4 tomorrow, and we're starting our 5th year. So just before we get into the Institute, just give us a sneak peek into what year 5 looks like for product strategy. I know this question is just kind of coming to you, but just give us a little sneak peek about what we can expect.
So, obviously, for those of you that know us at 3E, we do things big and we're very
Yeah.
innovative and we tend to push the envelope a little bit. So this year, our product roadmap is really robust. It's extremely involved. We have top priorities with our enrollment marketing services. We also have some top priorities in other areas where we are really advancing our tech and using modern tech in different ways. So it is exciting. We do have some very specific things that I wish that I could reveal to you today.
Yeah,
Sort of a
right.
teaser, sort of a teaser, but
It is a
um,
teaser.
you can expect to see many things that will be new and different. Obviously, last year we launched our 3E enrollment run rate and scenario simulator, and it truly answers questions and how to be forward
Yeah.
focused in enrollment planning. So all of you can see how that solution evolves this year, and we'll have many other things that we will be launching and introducing to the market this year as well. Last year was big for us. This year will be even bigger.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got together last week in Knoxville and walked through it. It looks really super exciting, but that's not what we're here today to talk about. Um, Today is the last day to get a 25% off discount for the Institute of Higher Education. If you use the code Let's Go, all uppercase, Let's Go, you can get 25% off the Institute for Higher Education. We're actually here to talk to Nicole about her experience at the Institute. So, Nicole, you came to the institute as a 3E partner. Can you
Mhm.
tell us a little bit about your experience at the institute?
Absolutely. So I have to tell you, I was super excited to go to the Institute back in May 21. I was a VP for enrollment at the time, and I was looking forward to it as it was the first time that I had traveled to see colleagues and interact with colleagues since January 2020. So
Right.
many of
Yes.
us were super thrilled. We were super excited just to be with each other. And part of the draw for me was the attendee list was
Yeah.
really part of the draw. And but more so, the agenda was just different. It was compelling. It wasn't your typical what to do to get more campus visitors or
Yeah.
what to do to get the most out of your CRM. Are you using all of your CRM features? And let me share, all of the cool things that you can do with this CRM that you just purchased. The
Yeah.
agenda listed thought-provoking topics, and really it was more of a strategic focus while encouraging those who attend to reach goals and continue to do extraordinary things but in new ways, and that was
Yeah.
evident with the agenda.
Yeah. In this year's agenda, if you visit our website at 3enrollment.com/institute, you can see that there's 5 different tracks. So as Nicole
Mhm.
is talking about the agenda for the last couple of years, we've expanded it to 5 different tracks.
Mhm.
There's a marketing track. There's 2 enrollment tracks.
Mhm.
There is there there's a president's track, and then there's
Mhm.
one for school counselors. So,
Hmm.
I know a little bit about the history of snowmass and just bringing people together. And you talked about this, just the attendee list.
Hmm.
So the attendee list, but why else do you think this kind of thing is important for our industry?
So going back to, why the institute was developed, and it was really developed um, to share modern and advanced skills in higher education. And ultimately, with snowmass, many of those themes and the foundation of snowmass have carried over. um, but generally, our industry just lacks solid professional development that leads to more. It's really
Yeah.
key. Solid professional development that leads to more. We don't have enough of it. Higher ed is less formal about professional development. We don't have enough certification programs or ways to grow. Um, and really, the institute was founded around a spirit of truly having an educational experience.
Yeah.
So, keeping that in mind, that's why there aren't sponsors. We don't have an exhibit hall. I know that there are vendors out there who would really love to join the institute, but we aren't trying to do that. We want
Yeah.
higher ed leaders to know that this is a place to bring thought provoking ideas, to run them by colleagues, have discussions, and really, grow professionally as a result of it. It's truly education first. It's the blending of um, outside of higher ed, leaders in other industries and higher ed best practices and merging them together. And so during the institute, it's really important for our industry to embrace ideas and things that are happening that make other industries move forward, progress, and ultimately, have business tools that matter and that
Yeah.
help us continue to do our extraordinary work with facilitators and leaders that are conducting workshops and leading conversations in a truly meaningful way. I can't say enough that it really is. It's just different.
Yeah.
It's like no other experience that you will have in this setting with colleagues in our industry.
Yeah. And there's a big push for mentorship, being a mentee, having a mentor, keeping that relationship going throughout the year. It's not just a one and done during the institute. It's building mentorship, which I think is so critical. Being a mentor is a rewarding experience as well as a VP of enrollment. But what else do you think a VP of enrollment will get out of coming to the institute?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think because there are VPs for enrollment sitting out there thinking, I'm so busy among the
Yeah.
fury and chaos of all of the things that I have to do. Why should I take the time out of my already busy schedule and do this? And ultimately, a VP for enrollment, as a result of this experience, will be inspired, they'll be empowered, they'll be energized by the content, the conversation, discussions with peer and other industry leaders. They'll have takeaways and approaches that honestly they may have never thought of before and
Yeah.
they may have never heard of before. And they need to be willing to be open to that and willing to take some risks. It's really, really important. But, that's part of what they'll get out of it because the Institute is truly a time to innovate and think of new ways of doing things. And Matt, you mentioned the mentorship and
Yeah.
really how important that is. And that's something that a VP for enrollment will get out of it too. When you get to the level of VP for enrollment, a lot of people think, well, what more can I learn?
Yeah.
And how can I really value what that other person at that other school that's not like my school at all? How can I do anything with that information? But with this, everybody will receive a strategic, peer partner or a mentor. And that program is really unique as well because, sure, we talk about strategic enrollment planning um, and ways to get it done. But the strategic peer partners assist and guide and mentor along the way, not just during the institute, but beyond and throughout the
Yeah.
year. You make a connection with someone who is an industry leader that is interested in you as a person and your own professional development to make sure that you
Yeah.
continue to be successful in your role. And that is worth so much. It's worth so
That's just
much,
awesome. Yeah.
especially when there are times in this industry you feel lonely. You do. You feel
Yeah.
lonely.
Right
And
around right around now, January. It's a pretty lonely
and
time.
and having someone who can you can pick up the phone and say, hey, this is what I'm facing, this is what I'm thinking, I tried this thing, it didn't quite work, what would you do? Like, that means a lot. So that alone is unique. And
Yeah.
for many of my friends and colleagues, even at 3E, who truly know me, you've heard me say that person needs a mentor, or who
Yeah.
is their mentor, or who is
Right.
your mentor. And now,
Yes.
with this, you have one with many years of experience in the industry and years of success to prove it. And once again, it goes back to part of the reason why I wanted to register for the institute, because I saw who the players were and I thought, I want to be with them.
Yeah.
They win.
Yeah.
They are winners. I want to be with them. And I do have to share with you one experience that I had. Um,
Sure.
I thought, oh my gosh, like it was so meaningful. And he probably doesn't even know it. He probably doesn't even know it. But I was sitting there, we were in a workshop, and it was, one of the fireside chats, and we were working through, conversation about how we approach a certain element of our work. And I reacted, I responded, I contributed, because I'm very participatory and that's what I do.
Yeah.
After, as I walked away, the session was over and we were like walking into like free time. um, One of my extremely well respected colleagues in the industry pulled me aside and said, Nicole, your thoughts are refreshing. And I just want you to know, because you must not hear it a lot, that
Wow.
people hear you and people see you, and you are doing great. And he is someone who has been in the industry for so many years. He actually
That's
won an
awesome.
award. He won an award on stage throughout the institute. And I thought, oh my gosh, here is somebody who I never thought I would ever receive a compliment from. And that alone energized me and positioned me to be better,
That's
because
awesome.
of him stepping out and really saying to me, continue to be yourself, it's okay.
That's such a great story. Thanks for sharing. And if you look at the actual agenda, you'll see that it's jam packed in the morning. Then there's some
Mhm,
afternoon time.
mhm,
And then we come together again, in, as Nicole said, in a beachside chat to just understand and take in all that we learned that day and have these meaningful interactions that Nicole just talked about. Like, these are incredible moments that you have. And like I said, today is the last day to register and get 25% off. Use the code Let's Go, LETSGO. Let's go, all one word, uppercase. So Nicole, you came to the institute as a 3E partner, and
mhm.
there might be some 3E partners who are watching this live. Who knows? Why do you think they should attend the institute?
So I do think that, I mean, there are so many reasons, so many
Yeah.
reasons why 3E partners should and ought to take the time to attend the institute. But one thing that really stands out for our partner schools is the black tie dinner, the event.
Yeah.
It's sort of the culminating event. It's rare. It's a rare occasion to be celebrated for our work. Honestly, it's a shame. It's a shame. It's just a reality. But it's it's an awards dinner. Everyone has the opportunity to dress up in black tie affair and celebrating with colleagues and friends, and then also taking note of who those partner schools are that are receiving awards, who those leaders are that are receiving awards, and then being able to have one-on-one conversations as far as what they did to get to that point. You know, how they arrived at that point where their whole team is receiving a cutting edge when it counts award. I think that makes a difference, um,
Yeah.
because then it feeds into the curiosity, and you can take ideas away from this experience with colleagues that have been tried and true and worked. They actually worked for our colleagues, and those are things
Yeah. Right.
that they did and they implemented on their own. And so I do think it's a great way, after that deadline, that serious push of bringing in the class, to come together and know that you're celebrating with people who are leading the way, leading the industry. They want to be positive, and they want to
Yeah.
celebrate each other, and they really want to do great things for their institutions and for their teams. There's just something to be said about that. So being a partner school of 3E, you do have that opportunity to be celebrated and learn from each other.
Yeah, the black tie dinner is just a rewarding experience for
Mhm.
everybody. It's an opportunity to see everyone dressed up. Such a nice moment. So we talked about mentorship. We've talked about it's not a sales pitch. We've talked about
Mm-mm.
just the agenda and the ability to just kind of experience and immerse yourself in with a great list of attendees. Is there any other ways that you think the Institute of Higher Education differs from basic industry conferences that are out there?
Yes, for sure. I think about all of my experiences over my years of being, you know, in enrollment, and going to so many different conferences, and
Yeah,
being really shuffled along the way, and being told what is important and what I need to know, and what I shouldn't focus on, and all of those things, being told to do this stuff by people that may or may not know what's happening in the outside world.
right,
um,
right.
so when I think about the institute and how it's different from our industry's basic conferences, it really has more of a strategic focus. It really does. We share new technology, and we use it in new ways. We talk about how it's being used, like how to apply this really cool new fresh thing that our students are intrigued by,
Yeah,
or our students may be using in their everyday life. And we talk through ways to implement it. We're not going to follow a path that's already been taken. And I think sometimes industry conferences talk about that.
yeah, yeah.
They talk about, oh, how to make the high school visit even more beneficial.
Right.
It's like, I'm thinking through, how are we going to stop talking about the high school visit. What
Yeah,
are ways
exactly.
to do that? But it really is about applying modern and experimental approaches to reaching new goals. And this institute isn't really about sitting around and complaining about all of the things that don't work,
Yeah,
or things that we're up against, or the politics that are in play, or what we feel are obstacles. Because honestly, we want nothing to do with that. We just
yeah,
don't. We want
right.
nothing to do with it. It's not helpful. And so this institute is truly, it's a different mindset. It's a mindset shift, and it's
Yeah,
positive and energizing. And that's really what I feel individuals who attend leave saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm glad that I did that." And
yeah,
I'm glad that I had that experience, because I do have a different mindset, a different approach to my everyday work as a result of this week. And that's really something that's different. Some
yeah,
of our industry conferences don't provide that opportunity for you to, you know, be inspired and feel truly empowered to go out
right.
into the world, light it on fire, and say, I'm here and this is what I'm doing. to help us reach goals. And I'm going to do it in a different way. Watch me.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to both advance your school and advance your own personal career. So
Mm-hmm.
it really is excellent. Well, Nicole, thank you so much for having this conversation with me. Like I said, we're going to put the link to the institute in the comment in the first comment of this post once we're done going live. I really appreciate you coming and doing this live with us. We're experimenting with this live platform just to see what the LinkedIn algorithm does. If you're interested in seeing more lives from us, you can go to our LinkedIn company page, and there's a little bell on the top right hand corner. And if you ring that bell, you actually will see more of our lives come right onto your newsfeed as we do them live. So definitely ring the bell on our LinkedIn company page. If you don't already follow it, follow our LinkedIn company page. We're going to be trying to feature a lot of our difference makers at 3 and talk about both the Institute and as Nicole teased at the very beginning, we have a lot of products launching this year. So we're going to bring Nicole back to talk about those. And today's the last day to register for the Institute for Higher Education. Use the code Let's Go, and let's see you there June 4th to 8th in Clearwater Beach. It's really an opportunity to advance to everything, your career and your school. So,
Yeah,
any
it'll
last
be
words,
great.
Nicole, as we do this live?
No, Matt, you were great. I have to
Thank
tell you,
you.
I was a little nervous to go
Yeah,
live,
right.
but you leading the way and asking interview questions, it's just so helpful. And, to all of my colleagues and higher ed leaders out there, I hope I see you at the Institute. I think it'll be a great time. It'll be really thought provoking,
Yeah,
and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you there. So let's go.
let's go. Exactly. We'll see you there at the Institute. Thanks, Nicole. And we'll talk to everybody later. Bye.